Welcome to The Essence on Benue Television, your favorite marriage program that talks about couples. Today, we have another interesting one that we are going to be talking to. If you haven't grabbed a popcorn, better do so. Get a bottle of mineral if possible. Sit, relax, and listen to us as we chat with Reverend Luther Timin and his wife, Atesi Deborah Timin, today. Remember, The Essence is a program that x-rays marriages. It looks into people's marriages to see how well they have fared, how they have struggled, and sharing their story with you out there to see how their story can be of help to you in one way or the other. Keep a date with us today. I am your host, Pat Forrest. Welcome to The Essence. If you are just joining us, this is The Essence on Benue Television. Remember, you can contribute to this program. You can participate. You can even appear as a guest on this program. All you need to do is to call the number you are seeing down the screen. Get on the number, make a call, text, or even throw in a question, and you will get answers. So, let's ride on. Welcome, Pastor Anatesi, to this episode of program.
Thank you very much.
I am excited to have you in the house. I want to hear the version of your marriage from the theological perspective, to see and hear. And the interesting thing is that I read some of Pastor's messages online. He writes about marriages on Facebook.
Yes.
So, here is a time to engage you, mostly on some of the things you've been telling us about. So I'm excited.
Thank you very much.
Deborah, you are welcome.
Thank you, ma.
Deborah, how did you find Pastor? Did they give you to him at the theological school?
No.
Okay.
I was not given to him at the theological school.
Okay.
We met at secondary school.
Secondary school?
Yes.
You were classmates?
We were not classmates.
Okay.
He was my senior.
And senior was eyeing the junior one. That's good. So, Pastor, what happened? Why did you not find your classmate or a senior even perhaps? You found the junior interesting. What was interesting about Deborah?
God made it to happen so because maybe she knew, or maybe she know that I found her in secondary school. But I started seeing her while we were still in primary school.
Not secondary school.
Not secondary school. Because each and every day we exchange on the road, going to our respective schools.
Oh, you were going to different schools at that time?
Different schools in primary school. She was going to famous Anenda Memorial Nursery and Primary School.
At Adikbo.
Then I was moving from the same site of the nursery school back to town where she was coming from. So each day we exchange
on the way.
And then the way she was treated, the way she was looking beautiful, the way she was looking nice and neat. Each day I see her, I will just turn and then see how she was going. I'm always alone. And then that is where I started seeing at a very small age, but not with a mind of courtship or whatever, but the way she was.
She was attracted to you at that time.
Attracted me that time. Then while in secondary school, she came there when I was in Jesus 3. she came in JSS1.
Mm.
Then I say, wow, it's like God wants to give me a friend.
Mm-hmm.
I was not talking about a wife then.
Mm.
I was talking about a friend. Someday I went to the church for a boys brigade program. Then she came for a girls brigade program
Oh
too.
dear.
So that is how
And
God
the faith was
programmed,
exposing itself.
programmed the whole thing to happen. Then our coming together as in courtship started when we graduated from that school. All of us graduated from that NKST Secondary School.
Mm.
Then that is when it all started.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you graduated, continue with the story.
Okay, when I graduated, I moved to the junior seminary in Haga.
Mm.
Then from there, my parents was like, particularly my father was like, he wanted me to show him someone.
At
Then,
that time.
Yeah, at that time. Because, you know, when you move to the seminary, there are ladies that will start disturbing you and all of that. Then my father didn't want that situation where a woman will just hang on me because of marriage or stuff like that. So he wanted me to choose, make a choice
Before that.
before that will happen. Then I started praying. Then from there, my spirit told me that that lady you used to be together is your wife. Then I myself started denying within me that she is not, because we are friends already. So when I wrote to her, I wrote
A letter.
a letter.
Oh, love
And then
letter
she
at that
said that cannot happen because we are already friends. But I kept pushing on until she accepted. And then
How did you push that?
I kept writing and I kept meeting her.
Okay.
Unlike these days that you just send a text message on WhatsApp or something,
It took
you
us
write
time.
letter.
It took
Did
us
you
time.
post the letter? You send your younger ones? How did it get to her?
No. It took us a very long time before we came to one voice that we, you know, she even said she will give it a try. Not saying yes. She only gave it a try, and here we are today.
Oh, that trial is still going on.
Yes.
Deborah, how did you receive pastor's letter?
He used to send it through people. Maybe somebody from there is coming on a break. He'll give a letter.
Oh,
and
when
then,
you were in school?
No, when I was after graduation.
Okay.
And he was in the Reform Bible Institution.
College.
Then that is how they used to call it then.
Okay.
So maybe a student or a pastor that visited and is coming back, he will give a letter. And then maybe at the church, the person will call me, are you Badon with you? I'll say yes. Then here is your letter. And such a person will give me the letter. Or there was a girl that used to go to Haga Market to buy things, grains. And then at times, he will give the letter to the girl. He will come and give me.
So how did you respond to the letters?
I will write and then
Give
look
the
for
same
a person. At times I will give the
That's
same person.
interesting.
He will look for somebody else and send the letter.
So what made you say yes after a long
I prayed
pursuing
over
and
it.
reading letters?
I prayed over it anyway, because when I was receiving those letters, I was like, I don't want to marry to any of these big families that are in the town. That is Adipo town. I don't want to marry to. So I said it to one of my friends, and she asked me, did you ask the will of God? I said no. I said, then go and pray over it. So I prayed over it, and then I said, oh, let me give a try to it. And I said, we are good to go. Let's try it and see.
Okay. And then when you tried?
I love it.
Tell us, we want to know when you tried, what happened?
When I tried it, I love it. Because I wanted to try it and see. By telling him I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this.
Give all the rules.
So if you agree, we'll go ahead. But if you don't, we will stop. And then he accepted. I will push ahead.
Wow. That is interesting.
Yes.
That is interesting. Unlike these days where you have people, as soon as a boy opens the mouth, before he says anything, the lady's already, yes, let's go.
I even told him that if he wants a wife, I'll look for a wife for him. I'm not for him. Because we are close, we are already friends. So if he needs a wife,
You
I'll
can
look for
help
a
him.
wife. Yes. I
Not
even
knowing
said
that you
it.
were the wife. Wow.
Yeah.
This is interesting. So how many years has it been Pastor?
Yeah, we are almost 18
18
together,
years.
but we courted for 6 years.
6 years?
Yes, and got married at the 7th year. When I was at the major seminary, and then my father said he wanted a wife that will also acquire the theological knowledge, that after that she will support me wholeheartedly without any problem. So after my first year, I came back and then got married at NKSTOT in August 12th, 2006.
2006.
When you put it together, I think we are almost 18 now. And our first son is in SS2. So.
And how old? Your first son?
17. 17
Wow.
years.
18 years is not a joke.
Yeah.
Others have stayed for 2 months.
Yeah.
Others have stayed for 6 months, a year, and their path 18 years. And you're still looking this young. You don't look like you've been together for 18 years. It's like you just got married 2 or 3 years ago.
You know, when the joy is there, when peace is there, and when happiness is there, it's very rare for people to get old very fast.
When there's peace.
When there's peace.
There's
when there's
joy
and happiness.
And happiness.
Yes.
Peace, joy, happiness.
Happiness.
In marriage.
You will remain young and younger.
Pastor, a lot of people say marriage is not a bed of roses. And you're talking about joy, happiness, and peace. How do you get this when they say it's not a bed of roses?
Well, that one depends. It depends on where the person is coming from. Because when your foundation, the foundation of the house is very strong, and then you expect the house to stand the test of time.
Yeah.
But when you lay a wrong foundation, you know within you that your house is not going to stand the test of time.
What is this foundation of a house? Is it your family? Is it you and your wife?
It's about you and your wife.
You and your wife.
This has nothing to do with your
family.
Your larger family. It's about you and your wife and your kids.
That
and
is
let
your
me
home.
tell you that the way you put yourself and your wife is the way your children will go. That is the truth. So that is why I talk about foundation. Each marriage that succeeds has to do with good foundation from the beginning. But if you lay a wrong foundation, don't expect that marriage to stand. That is what I mean.
I wish I understand this foundation you're talking about. What sort of foundation are you talking about? An example.
Don't lay foundation of your marriage on deceit.
Oh yeah.
Deceit.
Let
each other know that this is who
the other
person is. If she wants, she will follow you. If she doesn't, let her go away. And then maybe there's another woman that wants that deceitful, that person.
The nature you are.
But if you show somebody what you are not, and then the person discovers you at the end of the day, that is where the challenge is. And then another one is, let the person know who your family is, or what your family is.
Don't cover up.
Like my father was, he has a military background. He's a no-nonsense person. If he tells you no,
it's no.
It's no. And if he tells you that this is black, don't try to convince him that is white. That is where you will see his true colors. So I told her everything about my family. And I'm also very happy that she grew up in Adigbo town. She knows everything about my family. And the one that was not clear enough for her, and she asked me, I will tell her. Up till now, I'm still doing that. And another thing is, don't share your opinions about, with your your spouse, with your siblings. It has nothing to do with them. Even if your wife is beating you, that is your own business.
It's not your siblings.
It's not your siblings. Keep them away from this, and then your marriage will succeed. You know, some marriages has been dissolved, and if you look at it critically, you discover that siblings are
involved.
They are involved. And sometimes your parents are involved. Left alone with your wife, there are issues that you will battle with them, and then you will resolve them amicably. But once there are biases, there are, sentiments. If my father or my mother in particular discovers that I'm having an issue with my wife, then she will be tempted to come in and take side with her own son.
Of course.
And that is why I'm talking about foundations here. So we need to know all these things before getting into this business.
Oh my God, I
this
love
is a
that.
business.
It's a business.
It's a business.
Oh goodness.
You can't carry everybody along in your business.
Of course. The pastor is talking about foundation.
Yes.
And he breaks this foundation to be opening up to one another, letting your spouse know who you are, right from the beginning. Letting your spouse know everything about your siblings, showing them clearly this is who they are, so that they have the choice to go with it or not.
Or not.
Also, not sharing whatever is going on between the two of you with your
larger
siblings
family
or parents or even friends. Keep it within you and right inside, because it is a serious business. And you don't let people into your business. They'll spoil it for you. Pastor, that's so good. I believe you are hearing this.
Yes.
Marriage is a business.
Yes.
Keep it sacred.
Yes.
Don't involve anybody. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back. Stay there. Don't go away. It's very interesting. I don't want you to miss. Welcome back. If you are just joining this program, it's called The Essence, a marriage program that look into couples, how they are living their lives. And today we have Pastor Luther and Deborah Timin, who have been talking to us. And interestingly, Pastor Luther just told us about the foundation that every couple sets for their marriage. And it's a serious business. Don't joke with it. So, Deborah, this foundation that the pastor spoke about, your husband, he mentioned being open. So what you knew him from the beginning of that courtship, when you were saying no and you wanted to try, can we just analyze him? From that moment, you were trying to say yes, or you were refusing to say yes, to when you said yes, to now that you are married and you have children. Can you tell us the three sides of pastor?
When I met him, all those things he was telling me, I was showing me. When we became husband and wife, I still found them in him. The only thing that I did not say it when we were in courtship, it was can I say, he will have much of his time with me. But now that we are married, even when we married before, like when we have like 2-3 children, we're still having that time. But now, I don't know, we are not having that much time. I don't know whether he's engaged in, is it because of his activities
out there
in the office.
Of
I don't
course.
know, but that is just the thing.
Otherwise, what you saw before courtship, what you saw during courtship, what you saw at the early marriage has been the same. Just the time, as you are getting old, the time is diminishing.
Yeah.
It's okay. So this means that this is the foundation that has been built and has been strong all this while. So has there been any time, Deborah, you thought, I didn't hear God very well, I made a mistake, I shouldn't have said yes?
No, because when we became husband and wife, the way he has been treating me, the way he has been taking care of me, and all those things, I only need to say thank you, God, for giving Lutano to me as a husband.
So there hasn't been, sometimes it's not him directly that like we're talking about. We're mentioning siblings, we're mentioning parents, and sometimes it has to do with work and time and many other things. There hasn't been that moment that you thought, why did I get here? I shouldn't have. You say it's just to thank God.
The only thing there is the extended family. The way they used to behave is not the way I want it. But I said, well, I'm not married to them. I'm married to him. And we are not living at home. We are living elsewhere. So I'm comfortable with it.
Oh,
if
that's
not,
good.
the behavior of the people at home, I hate it because it's not the same as my family. But I said, oh, theirs is the way they used to behave and not the way we behave. So after I'm not living in the same house with them, so I'm comfortable.
That is a good one. Family backgrounds are different. Where you came from is different and where you are now is different. You would not really expect your family now with your husband or the extended family to be exactly like the one you are coming from. So you accept them the way they are and you are fine. You don't have any regrets. Thank you very much. Back to you, Pastor.
Yes.
I asked this question about our marriage, your marriage being a bed of roses, because you said you are looking younger because there's peace, there's happiness, there's joy. And I was wondering why you have all this when everybody knows that a marriage is not a bed of roses. Now I'm asking, does this peace, joy, happiness has anything to do with money? Does it have anything to do with how beautiful your wife is? Does it have anything to do with how you dress? That your wife look at you and she's happy that, oh, you are dressing today very fine, and therefore she has joy. What brings joy? What brings happiness? Or what can we say?
Yeah, the joy, the happiness, and whatever I mentioned has to do with her. And then let me say it has to do with God first.
Yeah.
And then secondly, it has to do with her. Because, you know, when you are in the right place with the right person, then you have it all. So that is why I say so. And then another thing is that there is something we call reality. The reality about this life is that the roads to our destinations are rough.
Yeah.
But if you truly know where you're heading to, then you don't mind the roughness of the road or the nature of the road. You face where you're heading to. So together with my wife, we are not minding, like you ask, we are not talking about money here. We don't even have. We are not talking about beauty. I am not handsome. Maybe if you talk of handsomeness, you would have looked for somebody else. But we are here together. She's beautiful, I know. We are here together. God has given us 5 kids.
5.
And we are happy together whenever they are around and whenever we are all together. God has also blessed us with other 2 kids that we are giving care to them. We are all happy together. So it's not about money. It's about being in the right place with the right person. And that is what is obtainable here.
Okay. So the reason for peace, joy, happiness is your wife.
Yes.
First of all, God.
Yes.
Of course, we know that the Bible says when you know him, you have peace. He gives you joy and happiness.
Yes.
And then second to that is your wife,
My wife.
who provides this joy, happiness. Because according to you, you have her, she's the right person.
The right.
And at the right place
Yes.
as your wife. Wow,
Yes.
that's good. So, Deborah, she said money is not the issue. But for me, I think money is very important. How is it important? You can't call a man and a woman with 7 kids. That's 9 of you in the house. You can't take care of 9 people in the house and you say you don't have money. That is money. If you don't have it, you'll not be able to do that. Especially with the economy today. So I believe you people are rich to be able to do that. You are blessed.
Yes.
So, is it you that work? Is it him that work? How do you share the money? He brings it to you, or you work and give him? How is the care of the home done with money?
Before he was working, I was working. So all the money put together will make the progress in the family. But along the line, I stopped working. And then he's the only person working now. And it's his money that we are sharing. He'll use his money, pay the children's school fees, buy the food stuff, and then buy clothes and everything that we need at home. He's the one providing now.
Wow, good to know. Did he ask you to stop?
No, he didn't ask. I was working with the local government as local government staff under health department. I was employed in 2011. So during Governor Ton's administration, he declared us as ghost workers, and so our names were removed from the payroll. So we stopped working. I stopped working with other people, and this is the 6th, maybe the 7th year. So I'm no longer bringing anything in the house. He's the one providing.
Wow, Pastor, that is a great one.
Yes.
And you're having all your needs. Wow.
Yes, not as before.
Yes, yeah, I understand.
We are going.
Because you can't do everything you want when you are not earning. Of course, I understand that. Wow, that is interesting.
Yes.
So, it is indeed a wonderful man to have. You just said it earlier that you thank God. All you have to say is to thank God for the opportunity. So, how do you raise your kids? Do you have any issue raising children? Children are very tricky, you know. So they can't go and get a yes from daddy, and when there's a no from one daddy, they will not tell daddy that mommy said no and get one, and then it brings grudges. Or when you hit another person is saying, no, don't hit the child. No, don't, you are beating too much. How do you agree on raising children?
It's not easy raising these children. Because children these days, they are very stubborn. But thank God, He's helping us to train them the way we want. The only thing there is, my husband is the type that don't used to beat children. He's not happy seeing the children being beaten. And most of the times, if I beat them, he will not be happy with me. He'll say, stop beating my children. I would like, if I'm a second wife into this family and these children are not mine, I would have been crying now because it's another woman's children. And my husband is telling me, stop
not
beating
to beat them.
He will sit them down. He will talk to them. The only thing there is he don't like beating. And for me, if I say don't do it, and they don't stop, the next thing I'll find again and start beating. That is my life. And I say, let me beat, because if I didn't beat, maybe you think I'm still joking. But he's not the type. So for that, but we have been trying.
Yeah, that's the compliment, isn't it? One person is beating, the other is not, but he's talking to them. That is it, and they will understand that daddy, when he says this. But for mommy, is only when she brings a cane that they believe that, oh, mommy is serious now. So that's combination. Yeah, it is good and it's complementary in raising children. So we thank you for that. Pastor, I've also noticed from your contributions online that in most cases you are a bias to women, sort of supporting women, that the men should do this to women, men should do this to women. So I want to find out, is it that everything your wife wants, she has from you, or just like you said earlier, that because she's the reason for the joy, peace, and happiness, you let her do everything. I see that you have your, should I say you are feminine in your presentations or something. So can you tell us why that is?
Yeah, my wife is not getting everything from me. Just like I said earlier, finances may be the challenge here. One. Two, my engagement. Now, I'm a student, I'm a lecturer, and also a pastor in the church. So I need to attend to all of these things. So, she made mention of time. It's true. It's not fallacious at all. It's true. Because of these three things I've mentioned here. I may be going to my school, or either I'm in the office trying to fix some things there, marking of exams or lecturing and all of that. And then maybe my senior pastor is calling me, or there are some programs in the church that I'm going to attend to, or weeks or other things. So this is the issue here. But whenever I have nothing to do outside, I make sure I'm always at home. So some people feel that I'm defending women, always defending women. But my area of specialization is ethics. So under this ethics, I am going on the side of marriage, marital issues. So in ethics, we put up a judgment, and then you evaluate, you assess, you examine, and then through this, whether the women are suffering most in the hands of many men, or men are suffering in the hands of many women. So when you even if you plot a graph, you will see that in most cases, women are suffering in the hands of men. Why? Maybe the foundation that I told you was faulty. And then because the foundation was faulty, this thing is happening now. And you see a lot of women regretting why they got married to Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. C. And some of them leaving their kids and running away to other places because of the maltreatment and all of that. So I am trying to look at how men, particularly we humble, to handle their homes. It has to do with humility too. But if you don't have that humility, there's no way you will handle. I told people that a woman is the most simplest animal to stay with. If you call us social animals or whatever, then I say that a woman is the simplest animal. It's better to tame a woman, to keep a woman, than to keep a dog. That is what many people don't know. Keeping a dog, this dog can turn one day and bite you, or bite your neighbor, or any other person. But a woman, what a woman needs that I know most is that, one is sorry. My dear, I am sorry. Number two, you are beautiful. And without humility, you can't do these things. So, but many men that wants to be humble, that do not want to be humble, we turn back to say that taking side with women. But if you look at my contributions, you discover that sometimes I will even face women, and then also tell them what to do with their husbands, that will make them happy. But unfortunately, such men will not see those ones. They will only see the ones that are like attacking them. That is where the problem is coming from.
Okay, so you seem to be talking in favor of women because women are easier to handle, like you mentioned. They are easier to handle.
But if you don't know, you will not know.
You should women need two things. That's very funny.
Yeah.
Women need two things: sorry and you are beautiful. So if
Yeah.
you're telling a woman she's beautiful every day, and also saying sorry when she's not happy about something, then you are good to go.
You are good to go.
Oh, Deborah, you are right here. Can you tell us? This is how you have been right, good to go, isn't it?
That is it.
That is it.
Because where two or more people are living together,
Yeah.
it's possible that you have differences.
Disagreements, yeah.
But when you disagree, you agree. And you can't just agree when you are not told that by the other person that I'm sorry. Anyhow, you disagree, and he says, or she says, I'm sorry. Even a madman will humble himself. So that is what he has been doing. We disagree, quite all right, but we will disagree to agree. And when we agree, we are good to go.
Wow.
And like I was saying, we are staying in our own house in Makurdi. And how that house came about, she's the one. Because when I got employed with the BSU, I wanted to buy a very good car to show my peers that I have arrived. And then when I told her that I got some money and I want to buy a very powerful car, she told me that if I bring that car, I'll be driving alone.
She won't
So
drive with
we
you.
had, I could remember we had a quarrel throughout that night. And then, but the next day when I went to the office, I pondered over the quarrel and all the wordings we were, throwing at each other. Then I said, but I said within me that, but she's right. She was right. Then we were living at the quarters. Then I took my bike, went round, and then I found that piece of land. Then I paid part of the money, and then part of the money I got ourselves a car. And then now we are living in the house that is called Reverend Timmy's house. But I always say that it is her house. It's not my house. Because she is the reason behind
the house. Maybe
today.
you would have
So
still
I
been
am
renting
trying
by
to
now.
tell men that things that they are always right when things like this. Allow your woman to also contribute. It will make her happy too that she is in the right place. That is what I'm saying. But if you are always thinking that your ideas are superior, and then she's
But
a minor, but a woman that has nothing to say, I am the head of the house, nothing good will come from a woman, then you are making a very big mistake. Women can also contribute a good idea, and that you will build on it.
Okay, Pastor, let's take a break again. He just said you should not say that nothing good can come from a woman. Hang on that. When we are back, we'll continue from there. Don't go away. Yes, right here we are still on The Essence on Benue Television. There's a number on the screen. You can text to that number to ask questions. You can text a comment to that number, we'll get it. The couple in the house will also get it. You can also send your name and your partners if you want to be featured on this program. Contribute to this program. We're here for you. Don't go away. Continue to listen to Luther and Deborah Timmy tell us about their marriage. This is The Essence, and I have been Pat Forrest. Over to you. You were telling us about men who are proud and sometimes tend to ignore their women.
Yeah.
And if they do that, they are having issues. They will certainly have issues in their home. They don't have to be proud. Pastor, but I also know that, especially in this environment that we live in, when men tend to listen to their women, they are called names.
Yes.
So haven't you been called names?
I've also had that issue to contend with, particularly in my larger family.
Yeah.
But I always tell them that I know what the Bible is talking about. When God made Adam, he turned to look at him and then said that it was not good for a man to be alone. And then he made to him a wife from him. So, this woman, it is her responsibility to do whatever she wants to do with me at any time and any day, because I am hers. So, I always tell my family members, including my siblings, that you need not to put your attention and your eyes on my business and my wife. It is our own business. You know, if I die today, I'm going to leave her with the kids. And none of you will come around to check on them and maybe take the responsibility
Of the children.
If you come, that is, if at all you come, you will be looking for the inheritance. So now I want to put my heads down with my wife and then plan
Your life.
for my life and my home with my wife. And that is what we are doing. And number two, I want to tell you that anybody that begins to say these things is your enemy. Is the enemy of your home. He wants to divide your attention from your plans. So I don't take that.
So, not just your family, your friends,
My friends,
your colleagues, especially in the church, your co-pastors, all of them.
many of them have
come
come
from there.
and they have run away. Because, I'm talking including pastors. Because when you come and begin to tell me things I don't like about what I have conceived in my head about my family, I tell you the truth. And then that is why you hear so many pastors calling me names. But I am where I stand. Nothing is going to shake me. As far as my family is concerned, nothing. There's nothing that is going to shake me. Because I don't want to betray God. There were so many women there. But he decided that I should settle here. And then there are so many people there. He has given me 5 kids. I don't have any other business with any other person. This is what God is going to ask me on the last day. How did you handle this family I gave to you when you were still there? So I don't want to take chances at all.
Wow. Your first priority is your wife and children.
My children.
Deborah.
Yeah,
You heard Pastor.
I've heard you.
So how have you been treating Pastor that everybody's calling names and complaining? Have you been beating him?
Not as if I've been beating him. It's just that the way I used to treat him, the way he used to treat me, like the people at home, not the immediate family as the in-laws here in Makudi that were staying. They will say, after all, she's Kwasi Yuchi. He's a nurse. And those women, they used to
cage their husband.
To cage their husband. So I am the type. I will tell them it's not so. Not as if I'm the type that we insist that my decision or my wish should be done in all the decisions. But the way he used to, at times, he would raise an issue. I will insist but he will not accept. I will let it go. And then at times he will do the way I wish it. I will go. But them outside there, they will keep telling, after all, she's causing you, and that is how they used to behave. She's caging
they are very
husband.
good with their men.
So that is why the pastor is dancing according to her tune. But it's not so, and it's not that everything he used to do according to my wish. But the one that he refused to do according to my wish, I will let it go. They will not know. Yes.
Wow, that's good. And also because you're not talking about it.
That is it.
There's no way they're going to know that he's not doing everything you want. And it's also not a rule that he must do everything
That
you
is
say.
it. That is it.
The issue is reasoning together
That is it.
and coming together in an agreement.
Yeah.
So, are there moments when he offends you and before he says sorry, you punish him in a way? There are many ways to punish men. Sometimes you sleep and face that side and go to London, or sometimes you refuse to serve food. Anyway, punishment so that others too will learn from you how to handle their men. Whatever they've given you a name that you are a nurse and you know how to cage.
It's possible that we do have a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
But my lifestyle is, even if we have misunderstanding, I used to prepare food for him. I'll serve the food myself. I'll do anything he asks me to do. But I'll not be talking to him. When people are around, I'll talk to him. I'll let people know that we are good to go. We are talking. Nothing is wrong.
You
but
do
going
everything,
inside,
you serve food.
yes, but going inside, I'll
That
not talk
means
to
you also sleep and face the other side of the wall.
No. I'll do it. I used to do. But that is, outside there will be behaving normal, doing everything together, talking, but going inside, at times he will ask me something, I will keep mute, I will not answer. And I will leave him inside and go outside.
To show him that you're not happy.
I'm not happy.
Okay. So, Pastor,
Yes.
I'm sure that is a way to tell you that you are yet to do something.
Yeah,
And
I know that, and I've agreed, and I've taken it because I know. You know, there are different ways of expressing your anger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know all of them. And one of them is in marital relationship is denial, sex denial. And I keep telling people that when your wife denies you sex, you should know that there's a problem because she was not coming here to deny you anything. So you just need to go back and then make an inquiry. And
let's take a quick break and come back to that. You have just begun a very sensitive topic that we need to talk about very well. Don't go away. You will miss a very important thing if you don't come back. Just a short break and we'll be right back. If you are just joining us, this is the Essence on Benue Television, and we have been speaking to Luther and Deborah Timin, who have been sharing about their 18 years journey with us. Their journey have been interesting. Stay with us and listen to this last part of our discussion. And we were just talking about the misunderstanding between a man and a woman, and when a woman decides to sleep and face north when the husband is on the other side of the bed. Timmy, over to you.
Just like I started, you know, this issue of disagreement First of all, we need to know that both of us are human beings.
Yeah.
And we also all have feelings.
Yeah.
So if you as a man know that you have a feeling, the woman also has feelings. So if a woman expresses her anger in any way, you need to come back to her with every sense of humility to inquire what may have been the problem. Because with my wife, I know when she's happy and she's not happy. And it is my duty to inquire to know what is wrong. So what makes her more angry is when I don't ask. And they want her to do what I want. That is where the problem comes most. So I know that. So if you go to my house and I arrived home, the first person I ask, where is mommy? That has been my life before I ask of any other person. So the moment I don't ask, she knows that there's a problem. I don't know whether I'm understanding that. So, like I told you, there are different ways of expressing anger. And we must accept that. A man should know that a woman also has feelings. And then she must also express her anger in any way.
Including sleeping and turning to the south while the man
and
is
then denial of even food. And then, some women can say, where is Humbadon? Go and serve your that kind of a thing.
It shows that she's not happy.
He's not happy.
Okay. So, I hear some men say that if my wife denies me sex, then I go out. That's what she's saying, that I should go out. I don't mind, I can find it anywhere. And then if she's not serving me food, there are many places I can eat. I will go and eat. She's demeaning me.
To me, that is not a solution.
Yeah.
That is not a solution at all. Because remember when this woman accepted you, there were other men there. What made her to follow you is because she loves you. Then how come she's now behaving the way you feel she's behaving wrongly? Go back to the drawing board, and then you will know the problem. And then look at the problem and solve it. And that is a solution. Going out is not a solution, because let me tell men outside there that these women that are accepting us outside, they are not accepting only us. They are accepting other men too. These women are dangerous. Look at what happened in the Bible. Delilah and Samson. She was with Samson. The same time she collected money
from
the others. So it's the same thing. Many men are dying in town here. It's not their wives that are killing them. They are eating poison from their concubines outside, because their enemies has paid them to do that. We should understand this thing very well. The time you are taking to go outside is a very good time for you to sit your wife down and then talk sense into her and then resolve matters, whatever problem that is there. And then at the end of the day, you will have a way out than going out to meet other women and looking for food outside there. That is my take.
Wow. Going out is not the solution.
It's not the solution.
If the woman says no, there's a problem. Find out what it is. Sort it out. You don't need to begin to look for other ways. It's dangerous. You're exposing yourself, and you may find something that is...
God said, I will make to him somebody that is like him. It means in character, in behavior, and whatever. It's the same. God doesn't make mistake. If God gives you a husband, it's not by mistake. If God gives you a wife, it's not by mistake. So if you think that it is by mistake, that is where you're making a mistake yourself.
And calling God a liar.
and calling God a liar.
So, finally, what do you say to the people that get into marriage today and tomorrow they are off? Deborah, final words.
My advice to the women out there is, first of all, put God first in your marriage. Ask Him for whatever you want to do. Marriage is a place for enjoyment, but you must endure to enjoy. So if you fail to endure, you cannot enjoy.
Wow.
That is
Marriage.
what I want them to know.
Marriage
And
is. Go ahead. I love that. I wanted to repeat it. Go ahead.
And then, where two or more people are living, there must be difference.
They are meant to strengthen
The marriage.
the marriage. But if you begin to think that those challenges are there for you to part ways, let me tell men, every second woman that is coming into your life is to destroy you
Oh, goodness.
as a married person. Your first wife is what a gift that God has given to you. Take it from me or leave it. But the second woman is coming to destroy your home. If that home is not destroyed today that you are living, the moment you will leave this life, your home will scatter and shatter. Because families, children, siblings from
Other mothers.
different mothers will come together instead of,
Progress.
They will destroy your home, and they are not the ones that are destroying that home. You destroyed it yourself when you were still living. So if you have challenge with your wife today, it's better to take it as a reality of life, and then take it that it is something that is coming in the marriage to strengthen it. Don't take it as something that is coming
As
to
a
destroy.
reason for divorce.
To divorce, yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
Challenges and problems in your home today are not meant for divorce.
Yeah.
There are no reasons for you to divorce. There are no reasons for you to break up. But they are there to strengthen your bond, your union. Remember what this program is all about. It can work. No matter how tough it is, no matter how difficult you come across it, remember it can work. All you need to do is to sit, go back to the drawing board, see what went wrong, rearrange it, and forge ahead. Deborah just said, talk about it, forgive one another, and forget it. Move on. It can work. Don't forget it. It can work. Thank you. Keep a date with us, same time, same day, next week. This is The Essence on Benue Television. Don't forget to text on the number you are seeing on the screen. I have been your host, Pat Forrest. Bye-bye.